Welcome to the Marketing Update, your trusted source for what's hot and what's not in the world of marketing. I'm Ellie Mirman.
And I'm Andrew Quinn, and we're coming to you live from Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Well done. That was, we have a surprisingly large audience for a Friday of a holiday week. So welcome to all of the HubSpot new hires.
We're very honored to have them in the house.
We should do this for every holiday week.
I think we should.
Otherwise, you know, everyone would be tuning in from home. We do actually have viewers internationally today, so hi everyone. All right.
What countries today?
We have South Africa and Hong Kong.
Fantastic. A truly global podcast.
Yes. If we have other international viewers, let us know and we'll give you a shout out. All right. The usual stuff. Hashtag is MKTGUp. Tweet at us during the show, after the show. We'd love to hear from you. Also, all our old episodes are on iTunes. Leave us 5-star reviews because it makes us feel good. And then come on over every Friday at 4. We love having a live studio audience. We've got our employees here. We've got guests here. So everyone is welcome. All right.
Ellie, what better way to celebrate the birth of a nation than to talk about marketing business?
That's how I celebrate.
Absolutely. So let's get down to marketing business. Take us to our first story, Ellie.
Our first story, simplicity trumps engagement in influencing sales.
So keeping it simple.
Yes, so we have some great stories, you know, for a holiday week. This story was in Forbes, and there was a couple of studies around simplicity versus engagement. All these business leaders were saying that engagement is what, you know, drives sales, that you need to use social media to drive engagement and build a community. And
so in other words, relationships and connecting with your customers.
All that new marketing stuff.
Right.
And so 60% of business leaders believe that consumers use social media for, you know, building that community. But when they actually surveyed consumers, only 25% agreed with that statement.
That's a huge variance.
Yeah,
from one party to another.
Yeah, a little weird.
So the business leaders feel like it's all about the connectivity. The consumers feel about it's just about how do I buy easier.
Yeah, basically, you know, they wanted discounts. They wanted just, you know, simple information, and business leaders were maybe overthinking it a little bit much. And on top of that, marketers are using social media oftentimes to push out a ton of content and maybe even overwhelming their listeners. So much so that it's kind of distracting them and influencing purchasing decisions in a bad way because it's making them rethink things.
But isn't inbound marketing all about creating content and pushing all that content out to connect with people?
It is, but you don't want to overwhelm people or distract them too. So there was a study from the Corporate Executive Board. They found that a 20% increase in simplicity, specifically around decision simplicity, had a 96% increase in customer loyalty.
So if I understand what you're telling me, is basically what I should be doing is creating content that makes it easier for my buyers to actually execute their buying decision.
Yes.
So can I create opportunities for them to learn what I'm selling, the way they can connect to it and make an easier decision as opposed to giving them all these different variables?
Yep, so simple information increases both purchases and loyalty, both things that you obviously want. And simplicity overall was the #1 driver of likelihood to buy, which was actually 4 times stronger than any measure of engagement.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy. So the takeaway here is simplifying your marketing can have great effects. Make it really clear how and why someone should buy from you.
Another way things get a little more simple sometimes in your life, Ellie, is when you break up a relationship.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes things are complicated and you just got to kick him to the curb. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So we got a big breakup this week.
Exactly. LinkedIn and Twitter break up. Imagine that. We thought it was a social media marriage made in heaven, but lo and behold, it is not.
They're following Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes.
Clearly.
Sadly.
The question is, who's Tom, who's Katie?
I think Tom Cruise has got to be Twitter.
He's got to be, because he's all over the place, and he's kind of weird.
Yeah. Katie's much more, you know, reserved and normal.
And actually,
business.
Think about it. LinkedIn's all business, right? And this breakup was all business, man. She, like, stealth mode, did this whole thing impressive. But anyway, let's get into the story,
Back
shall
to
we?
marketing.
Yes, exactly. So earlier this week, LinkedIn and Twitter actually broke up. So they had a partnership where you could execute tweets and have them post into your LinkedIn feed. And one of the ways you could do that in a tailored way is use the hashtag IN or use the hashtag LI, so IN for LinkedIn or LI for LinkedIn. And what that would do is any tweets you put out that just had those hashtags in it would go into your LinkedIn feed. Or you could set up that every tweet you did went in there.
That's a lot of content.
It's a lot of content.
That's a lot of tweeting. Yeah.
And in a lot of ways, if you've noticed, like your feed gets clogged with a lot of stuff that isn't really business related. And that's really where they decided that it was best to kind of separate that whole thing out. What was interesting is some stats. The hashtag was tweeted 1.746 million times in the past 6 months.
Wow, that's a lot more than I realized.
Ridiculous amount. In fact, it was running about 9,650 times a day. That hashtag was in a tweet.
I wonder how many people that was. Versus, is it someone who's tweeting a lot and posting a lot to LinkedIn, or is it just a lot of people? Probably a combination.
I bet it's a mix of both. Yeah. So what's interesting is LinkedIn basically decided that we're not going to allow that anymore because it really creates a very cluttered experience for the LinkedIn participant. It still will go the other way. When you do an update in LinkedIn, that will actually post out to Twitter. But as a marketer, you're going to have to start thinking about the way in which you were using Twitter and its connectivity to LinkedIn, because that has definitely changed. So a key takeaway when you think about this particular story is that the content should really match the medium. In many ways, Twitter is not LinkedIn.
In a lot of ways.
Right, two very different environments.
Katie and Tom,
yeah,
not
you
Destin.
You can get all kinds of weird pictures and things on Twitter. LinkedIn's much more above board. Why do I know that?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Spending too much time on social media.
It's a problem. Basically, posting the same content in both places, it might seem simple, but in a lot of ways you're just making things more complicated for the people you're trying to connect with. So tailor your updates for your audience and tailor it for the medium in which you're going to be connecting.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool. I mean, this article we were pulling from the HubSpot blog, and all of the comments on the blog post were positive. So people were really excited. On the one hand, they're taking away functionality, but people are actually pretty happy with it.
Yeah, there were 23 comments about that. Every single one of them was positive about the divorce of Twitter and LinkedIn.
More opportunities for other social networks to get in on that? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
All right.
Social media three-way. What?
Oh.
Sorry.
Maybe Facebook.
Seeing if they're awake out there. Hey. Keeping it dirty.
Good for you. Bringing in another social network, YouTube. This news, we don't often cover YouTube on the show, but this is some good news coming from them. They launched a video creation marketplace. So this new marketplace is going to allow advertisers or marketers or agencies to connect with potential partners or video creators, maybe even YouTube stars.
So if I understand you correctly, this is kind of a situation where I'm a business owner, I've got a brand, and I'm looking for some way to promote it, and I can go to this marketplace and I can find YouTube talent, if you will.
Yes.
That may sort of connect with the subject matter I'm in and work a deal and have them actually create some content for me.
Yeah, in the same way that you might be worried about writing your own content or blogging your own, you might also be worried about starring in your own video. Obviously, we at HubSpot really enjoy that,
well, sure.
But maybe not every company would. So this marketplace should be able to help with that. Already, some of the big brands were doing this sort of thing, already connecting with video bloggers and things like that. But now this is YouTube really trying to bridge the connection between those YouTube video stars and the marketers that want their help in videos. And so they're trying to target small businesses, trying to get them to create more content for YouTube. And hopefully this should help a lot.
I think that makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
Because in many ways, small businesses do struggle with the content creation process. Video can be really powerful, but it's the whole production value thing. And if you can connect with somebody who's actually creating content that is in sort of the same, I guess, subject matter that you're in or that your product is in, that type of thing, or they've got some sort of funky angle that you can use, it's so much easier than to connect with them and have them actually use their production facilities or whatever they've got to actually create that content and execute for you.
Yeah. So part of the marketplace is allowing them to create profiles that say, what types of brands they work with or what their great demographics are, their past projects, that sort of thing. So you can best find the right talent for your industry or your brand.
Like perhaps the Epic Mealtime guys.
Oh.
Familiar with them?
No.
No, they make like 80,000 calorie like hamburgers and stuff. So maybe the
Are you familiar with this product?
Well, it's not a product. They have this thing where they make like obscenely caloric dishes. It's fantastic.
That sounds like reality TV.
They'll have like a bottle of bourbon mixed in with, you know, mac and cheese with ground beef, and then they actually eat it in the end.
Yeah.
It's disturbing. But at the same time, somebody who sells some sort of unique squeeze cheese might, you know, want to connect with the Epic Mealtime guys.
That does sound great, yes. So the marketing takeaway is that there are resources out there. If you're struggling with trying to find some content, look at the different resources out there and try to use them to your benefit.
On to Facebook, Ellie.
Yes, because we love talking about Facebook.
We love to talk about Facebook. So Facebook is making things easier, sort of. So they've got this feature now, and it's called Voice. And there's some debate about whether or not it's new. It actually allows you to change the voice that speaks on your business page. And the functionality really always existed, because in a lot of ways, it's like, let's say we're on HubSpot.com and I was an admin, or on HubSpot's Facebook page, and I'm an admin, and I'm doing something with one of the tabs, and I see something on there, and I say, oh, I want to like that. Well, if I didn't set my settings right, I would like it as HubSpot. So HubSpot likes HubSpot, which is awfully self-serving.
Very, yeah.
That's like if I start talking about myself in the third person. You know, Andrew really digs hosting marketing
you should
update,
start doing that.
Andrew's, you know, just a swinging guy. Really, it's hard to talk about yourself in third person. But that's kind of what happens when you're posting as an admin on your Facebook business page. So they've created this repackaged element called Voice, and it allows you basically to toggle between your own profile and the administrative profile.
Yeah.
So I can easily, on my business page, like things, interact with things as myself, rather than as HubSpot.
Yeah, so now we can take all of our 350 employees, have them all like things on Facebook.
Exactly, right?
And it's not just, you know, our own ego, our own
Correct.
Self-serving.
So it does make things a little bit more straightforward. There's a lot of folks that are debating whether or not it's actually new, though, because it's actually been sort of buried in the settings, and Facebook really pulled it forward and made it a little more easy to execute that particular functionality. And that, I think, is the key message in this one, is the sense that really look at what you're selling and what you're doing, the product you offer, look at your users, look at your customers. Are you doing things to make it easier for people to interact with the product that you have, or easier to connect and purchase? Because in a sense, Facebook is looking for lots of ways now to try and make things simpler for the people that actually pay the bills.
Yeah, that's good stuff. All right, we've got a couple tweets coming in.
I love tweets.
All right. First, let's see. Suggestion, not a question. Nameplates are near impossible to read. Larger font. Oh, should we like have them blown up on the screen?
I think we should get better cameras.
Really, the reason we do this.
That's what I think.
Yes. Our producers can get on that.
This one says, @Andrew T. Quinn.
And mine's Ellie, but the second Ellie is backwards. It's very confusing.
Tweet me now.
Yes. Oh, so we've got a comment from Biggest Mike saying, perfect bumper sticker. Tara Clark, 86, tweeted, content should match the medium. Twitter is not LinkedIn. Yeah.
See
nice
that?
little quote from the show.
I want to see that on the bumper of a car on my way home.
Yes. All right.
This one's a fantastic story.
This one's a great one. This comes from our own Matt Stein. TechCrunch doesn't know how to fax, but HelloFax responds.
If I had a fax machine right here next to me, I would be pulling this story off of it and handing it to you.
So I actually related quite a bit to TechCrunch in this article, because I think we have a fax machine, or we have a way to send and receive faxes, but I've never been able to figure it out. So I have never been able to do anything with fax machines. I've always scanned and emailed instead.
Curious.
So what happened was...
I come from the era of faxing.
That's right.
I live for faxing.
Yeah, I went straight to the internet. I don't know.
I'm faxing right now.
Oh, under the table?
Sorry.
So what happened was one of the TechCrunch bloggers heard from Vanity Fair, and there was a new story coming out. They wanted to give them a preview of a new article. And the blogger was all about it, really excited about it, and said, great, please send it over. And they're like, okay, what's your fax number? We will send it to you.
So this guy's sitting here.
Yeah.
He's got an article that he's connected to. And he wants to see it. He's probably expecting the PDF, right?
Yes, of
course. Or a link to something.
A link or a PDF through email, something like that.
And instead,
fax
we'll
number?
fax it to you. Makes no sense.
Right, which is already kind of weird, but it's like, fine, we'll try to get this to work. The blogger was actually not working in the office. They do have a fax machine at TechCrunch, but they just never use it. And
I think nobody even knew the number.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know our own fax number either. I probably have to, it might be on the business cards, I'm not sure.
What was your choice?
Oh, I don't remember, yeah. I don't remember if I probably did not include it on my business cards.
Twitter handle is, though.
Yes, it is.
Of course.
See, that's
But
more
it's
relevant.
really small print, though, so you can't tweet us anyway.
Yeah. So she tried to get someone else in the office to figure out how to use the fax machine, receive the fax, something like that. Nobody could figure it out. Nobody wanted to do it. And in the end, like, they couldn't figure out how to get this preview of an article to the TechCrunch blogger. In the process, of course, they're like, this is hilarious. They actually want to fax a story to us, and we don't know how to use the fax machine.
Where are bike messengers when you need them?
I know! That could have solved so many problems. So the whole article on TechCrunch is about how they were trying to use a fax machine, didn't know how to use it, couldn't believe that Vanity Fair wanted to fax this story over. And so that's kind of the first kind of funny story. But
there's a social media angle to this, right?
There is. There's a nice little story within the story. So they posted this article on TechCrunch, and then at least when I looked at it, the top comment when I viewed the article was from HelloFax, which is a company that allows you to send or receive faxes over the internet. So you don't need an actual fax machine.
That would solve this problem.
It would. And so they jumped right on it. They made a comment. Tons of people liked it, and they commented. Other people were commenting about how they had tried to use HelloFax but couldn't make it work. They responded to those comments. It was just quite impressive. They jumped on an article that was incredibly relevant to exactly the pain that they solve, and were engaging with TechCrunch and some of the other commenters. So nice job there.
I would say so.
Yeah. So
turning a fail into a win, perhaps.
Yes. So HelloFax is providing a great marketing takeaway. Look for cases of your customers or your potential customers struggling or having some sort of pain. It's a great way to jump in and delight them, or to gain new customers by solving some problems.
I think that, Ellie. Anything else going on in the Twitters over there?
Possibly. I think we're still going. But in the meantime, oh, here we go. So we got a question. Artillery Market is saying, great job again today. Thanks.
Well, thank you.
Will you be doing a special live episode from Inbound 2012?
That's a good question.
That's a good question. I don't think we know. Well, Inbound doesn't actually happen on Friday. Yeah, so
but
we'll probably
could do
be
a
back.
special broadcast. It's possible.
It is possible that our usual hosts, Karen and Mike, will be back by then. So maybe it'll be their reunion episode.
There will be plenty of hijinks, though.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
They'll have like a whole summer to catch up on.
Indeed.
Yeah. So tune in then, definitely. All right, we've got a lot of great stories. What was the marketing tip of the week?
So, Ellie, a kiss is still a kiss.
It is?
Particularly when you're trying to keep it simple, stupid, because that's really the name of the game today, is keeping it simple. So think about it. Buyers want things to go smoothly. We talked about that. They simply just want to make decisions easier. So what steps have you really taken to think about how you're going to add simplicity into the interactions that you have with your customers? Are you providing content that make it easier for them to connect with you and actually do what you want them to do, which is ultimately buy your product? And are you doing it in a way that matters to them and solves their problems? Are you making sure that you're providing content the right way in the right mediums?
Yeah.
And are you using technology to your advantage? Because it's all there. Just keep it simple, keep it straightforward, and you'll win. And you'll get those people to give you some cash, which is what you really want.
So you can go and celebrate on the weekends.
Absolutely. Just like I'm going to do.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, that is the end of the show. What are you up to this weekend?
Well, I've been off since Wednesday. So actually an hour and a half ago,
This whole week.
I was mowing my lawn.
Yeah.
And now I'm here hosting HubSpot TV, marketing update, whatever you call it. Kind of a Renaissance man, if you will.
Oh.
Doing lots of different things all at once. He's very exciting. I actually saw the movie Ted yesterday.
Yeah? How was it?
The animated teddy bear. Fantastic.
Wow.
An exceptional movie. Has anybody seen it? Yeah, did you like it? Yeah, it was awesome, dude. Who would have thought a teddy bear would have been that funny? Fantastic. Highly recommend it.
Well, a lot of the trailers were also getting passed around the office for a while.
It was really good.
Incredibly distracting.
Really good.
But,
and Mark Wahlberg is handsome.
Oh. I didn't even realize he was in the movie.
Oh, he is.
But maybe I'm kind of out of the loop of things. Yeah.
I want to check that out.
Yeah.
What about you, Ellie?
So it's been a quiet week in the office. It's been very weird having the holiday in the middle of the week.
True, very odd.
But it was fun to just kind of hang out, and I got to see some family. I got to have some people over to watch the fireworks. I'm at the top of a hill, and my location happens to be, I don't know, too central, so that you could see maybe half a dozen different sets of fireworks.
So did you get a 360-degree view of pyrotechnics? Is that what I'm understanding?
Probably 270.
270.
Yeah, not 360. I didn't have windows on both sides, but
Okay.
a lot of sides.
Impressive.
Yeah, so lots of fireworks. That was fun.
Way to celebrate the 4th of July.
Yes. Well, that ends our holiday week.
Indeed it does.
Yeah. Tune in next week when we're
Hope you all
back
have
to
a great
normal.
week.
Yep.
Bye.